welcome back. One final point before we go. This final point stems from a conversation that I had with my husband over breakfast this morning, and I am genuinely interested to hear what you think of this, so email me, tweet me, tell me what you think. We were talking about the immigration outrage and how at first it seemed like everybody, literally everybody in America, was on the same page. We all, Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal, we all think the law that requires kids to be separated from their parents is awful. We all want that law to be changed. Like, of all the issues that divide us, this could be the one where we actually come together. The Democrats asked President Trump for an executive order, remember? And Trump did that. But after Trump did that, Democrats suddenly didn't like it anymore. They changed their whole narrative from, we don't like kids and parents detained separately, to, no, just kidding, we don't like anybody detained at all. And I was thinking about this because it really annoyed me, because God forbid we have unity once in a while, right? And this idea of coming together, of working across the aisle, the idea of bipartisanship, it's held up as the ideal. This is what we're told that we should aspire to work together, compromise, and I don't think we can do that with Democrats anymore. At the beginning of our nation, back when the Founding Fathers were drafting the Declaration of Independence and our Constitution, and during the first decades of our country, we had divide then, we had disagreement too. This divide in our nation isn't unprecedented, so to say, like Democrats tell us, but the divide back then was different because both sides of the aisle agreed on the fundamental morals of the thing. This is what I mean. Thomas Jefferson and John Adams were the brains behind the Declaration of Independence, right? Then after that, they spent half their lives hating each other because they disagreed about the practical ways to protect our liberties. But fundamentally, they actually always agreed. They both believed we as people are inherently endowed with rights by our Creator, rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. They both believed government couldn't supersede those rights. Government doesn't loan us our rights. They both believed it was government's role to protect those rights from being violated by other people or by the state. Their disagreement was over how to protect those rights. Should the federal government do it? Should the state governments do it? And they both believed their way to protect our rights was the best way, and they believed that so strongly, that's what they fought about. But that's not what's happening now. I don't think Republicans and Democrats agree on the fundamentals anymore. I think that's the problem. Because the idea that every person is endowed with a right to life and liberty, that's based on Judeo-Christian morals. I mean, our entire idea of right and wrong, our idea of justice, is based on what Jesus Christ told us in the Bible was right and wrong. Now, you don't have to practice Christianity or practice Judaism to abide by our laws and the Judeo-Christian definition of right and wrong, but that is what our nation was built on. And that's what I was saying to my husband today. This is why we can't compromise with Democrats, because they don't agree on the fundamentals anymore. We have these anti-religion types on the left who are trying to redefine the very idea of right and wrong. Instead, they want political correctness. They want privilege points. They want the idea of justice based on how people feel in that moment, not based on objective truth. Isn't that why we see Democrats negotiating in bad faith on this immigration deal? They don't agree anymore on the fundamental morals and values on which our nation was founded. This is not a matter of both sides thinking we should secure our border and just disagreeing on the best policy to do that. Democrats don't want to secure our border anymore. So how can we compromise with them then? How can we work across the aisle when what's on the table isn't practical solutions? What's on the chopping block is our morals. I don't think we should be willing to compromise our morals at all. Right and wrong should never be what's up for auction. I don't think we can work together with a party whose goal isn't practical solutions, but actually wanting to shift our nation away from the Judeo-Christian values on which we were founded. What do you think? And that's my final point. You can reach me on Twitter at Liz_Wheeler. If you liked the show, please send me an email at oann.com/contact. In the meantime, catch us here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. And until then, have a good night.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.